Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Channeling for the Collective. My name is Allison Holly, and every week I go live here on my YouTube channel to offer a channeling for the collective, but also one of you. If you are here live, please say hi in the chat. And yeah, I'll go into announcements. So I'm in Delaware right now. As many of you know, I'm traveling for my book tour. Hi, Fleur. And right now I am in Wilmington, Delaware. I have an event today and then another beautiful event later this week. Really excited for both of those. And then my next stop, so I'll go ahead and just go straight into announcements for that. Um, if you're anywhere near Wilmington, Delaware, we've got a Learn to Channel workshop. Hi, Kennedy, which is today. And then, hi, Chris. Yay. No, but I felt them. Chris asked me, did you see any ghosts last night? I was like, oh yeah, I definitely feel it in this place. Hi, Becca. Um, so let's see. Yeah, Wilmington, Delaware. So, and then this Wednesday, I have an event with two other beautiful beings, and we are going to be co-creating a channeling, cacao, and sound bath activation event. So it is going to be really powerful. I'm very excited for that. And then I get to spend Halloween with my sister and my two little nieces, and that's going to be down in North Carolina. So I've got two events down there. I will be in Raleigh, and then my event for Asheville is back on the books. So if you are in Asheville, I want to invite you to this event. I did make it by donation. So this is something that everyone can attend, regardless of what's going on with you. I know that if you are in Asheville, I'm going to scoot this forward a little bit because I feel like you're a little far away, my friends. If you're in Asheville, regardless of what you've been experiencing, I know there's been a lot of transition for everyone after the hurricane experience. So I want you to feel very much supported and invited. And yeah, so those are my book tour events. How is everybody doing right now? How are you all feeling? Hi, Asatara. Yeah, how is life, and are you feeling big changes? Are you feeling really wonderful and expansion? How are you feeling? Let me know in the chat. Are you feeling the fall weather here in the US? Which I think is making everyone just a little sleepy. Yay, closer. Thank you for loving on Asheville. You're welcome. You're welcome. Absolutely. Oh, big changes and cusp of knowing more to come, but also feeling the chaos. Isn't that funny how big changes are always, well, mostly, right? There's no rule to this, but so frequently they feel preceded by sort of, it can feel a bit chaotic. It can feel destabilizing, all of these things as we get ready to go down the roller coaster. So, all right, well, I'm going to jump into, macro, micro. I get that, definitely. I'm going to go into more announcements. So please share in the comments. More announcements. Let's see what else I have. Oh, so we just decided, thank you, Fleur, for the suggestion. We just decided that in the True Creator community, we are going to have a Halloween party. So we're going to do a bit more of a traditional Halloween experience. Oh, I know why today's a little sleepy. I'm an hour early. I hope everybody gets the email and joins us here. But yes, normally I go live an hour from now, so that's why it's a little sleepy in the chat. But you're all doing great. Those of you who are here, you're doing great. But we have decided to have a Halloween party in my private community. The private community is called the True Creator Community. And if you want to show up dressed up in your Halloween costumes and learn a little bit about the traditions, the origins around Halloween, play some games together, connect with each other, we are planning that. Now, of course, it's not on the schedule yet because today is the first time that I had a chance to really think about it. Flora, thank you for suggesting that. Hi, Arno. And but we're having a Halloween party. If you want a place to wear your costume or even just paint some cat whiskers on your face with eyeliner and show up, you are so, so, so much more than welcome. Yeah, Kennedy, I can't wait to see. I'm sure it will be pirate themed, I'm hoping, for your costume. So yeah, if you want to come show your costume off and play with all of us in this container. Now, this will be hosted by Stacy, and she's a community member, sort of so supportive for me, sort of my right-hand woman at times. And I will be driving that whole day, but I will chime in. I will be there. I'm very excited as well. Yeah, so that is this Thursday. Still figuring out the timing on it. Private Kennedy. Let's see. What else? What are some other announcements? I feel a little bit like I got in here yesterday and I was so tired. So tired. I think I'm still kind of catching up to myself. So here we go. But other announcements. Oh, I did want to say this. If it is your first time joining the community, your first 30 days is always free. You can join, give it a shot, see how you feel, see if you feel a sense of community, if you are really feeling supported in this space. And if you are, then you can stick around. And after that, it's only $22 each month. In the community, we have things like me channeling directly into the community on a specific topic every single month. And then we also regularly have a community call. It's not always a costume contest or wait, a costume party. I don't know if we'll have a contest. We obviously just started planning this about 10 minutes ago. So, but it is a really great community and it is a powerful place to feel supported on your journey if you're looking for that. So, okay, next announcements. I'm getting with the flow. Let me drink a little water. All right, so next announcements. I do have a retreat coming up. It is called Ecstasy. Now, Ecstasy is going to be one of my 2 annual events. One of them is summer camp. So that's where we gather together every summer and we play and we channel and all of those things. That one's already on the books if you want to join. And the other is this event called Ecstasy. Now, Ecstasy is my sexuality retreat where I will assist you in opening up and activating your ecstatic body. So what is that? Ecstatic body is this powerful light as it moves through our bodies. So our life force energy, our divine light, and it animates the body in specific ways. So you become ecstatic. Now, this ecstasy feels sexual because our bodies are built in a sexual way. So it's not always translated in a sexual way, but often it does feel that way. So this is a sexuality retreat to assist with moving these beautiful divine light frequencies through the body and activating us into ecstatic body. Some of the things that we'll be diving into are how to move your own energy, how to light up and become illuminated. Also, there will be cacao ceremonies, there will be ecstatic dance, and a special workshop on shame, how to move through shame, because that's a big blocker of our divine light. And also there will be, so this is really a retreat that's built for individuals. Even if you're in partnership, this is going to be a solo journey that you will experience with others. And so I just like to put that out there in case anybody is curious about that. All right, so join Ecstasy. The links for everything that I'm talking about, it's in the description box below. And if it's not, please leave a comment and let me know. I'm still getting it together. All right, so I want to hear your questions. It is a bit of a smaller group today because I moved the time. So let me hear your questions. If you have a question that you would like me to channel on, go ahead and type it in the chat. Type Q at the beginning of it, and then type your question. When you type Q at the beginning of it, I'm going to count through the questions and choose one based on random number generator. So there we go. Questions coming in. Awesome. I'm going to drink more water. I went out to breakfast this morning, had a delicious frittata. I was like in heaven, but I feel kind of thirsty because I'm not normally a breakfast. I usually just drink water and cacao in the morning. Lots of water. Oh, I love this. Okay. You're making a frittata right after. They're so delicious. Oh. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Chris and Stacy and Jeremy, all of the people who have hosted me along my tour, and right now Prospect Wellness, and coming up my aunt and coming up my sister. So giving a shout out to everyone for hosting me. But Chris and I had so much fun, and I just left. So it feels so good. And I met so many of my incredible friends in New Haven, Connecticut. That was such a great visit. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. I'm seeing 3 questions. Okay, good. Kennedy says it will be pirate themed. We need this. We all need this, Kennedy. This is for all of us. Okay, 4 questions. Maybe I'll be the count. Wouldn't that be fun? What costume can I have while I'm driving from Virginia to North Carolina? Oh, I'm in my little Barbie car. Maybe I could be Barbie. I'll just wear something pink and put my hair in a ponytail. We'll see. We'll see. Last year I was a mermaid, which was very on theme because I had just gotten back from Florida. So let's see what would be on theme for me this year. And I'm also going to count this this Halloween party in the community as a birthday celebration because my birthday's next week. In 2 days, actually. How wild. How wild. I'm going to be a magical number, 44. So, all right. Going once, going twice. Thank you. Hi, Rosemary. Do we have more questions? I've got 4. I'm going to start pulling up random number generator. If I don't see any more questions between now and then we will say it's 4. Okay. Random. All 4s. Thank you. Random number generator. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 questions. I'm going to leave it at that because it is the magical 4 year for me. It's question number 3. That's you, Chris. Woo! Party time. Okay. I also want to make sure, can you all hear me? Because the mic is kind of far. If I'm here, can you hear me? And is it Kennedy? 1. No, number 3 is you, Chris. But that's very kind of you. I'm going to read all the questions just to see. Okay, thank you. Thank you for telling me. Okay, maybe I'm not fully awake either. It was a big weekend for you. It was a lot. Okay. I'm going to read all of these questions. We'll see what comes through. But the question that I'm going to be channeling on officially is, how does our own inner transformation and desire to more often emanate from our higher selves affect the collective in ways we may not be able to perceive from our limited perspective? I love that. What is the ripple effect? Okay, some of the other questions. How to navigate hermit mode versus avoidance, to know if we are pushed to hermit for self-discovery or away from certain relationships. I'm turned off peopling. What is the main lesson my soul is learning right now, and how can I be more receptive to it? Love that. Quite a lot has been coming up for me around issues of regeneration, rejuvenation, and rebirth, collectively being reborn into my own life. What is most important to know about this? Love it, love it, love it. Oh, Kennedy, good point. I think sometimes when we submit questions at the same time, it looks switched on different screens. Good point. Yes, because on my screen, it is Chris's question. All right. So I do see. Yeah. Let's blame YouTube. I was just thinking, isn't there a song? Yes, it's a South Park song. Blame Canada. Sorry, Canada. But I was going to sing along. Blame YouTube. All right. So I see some new people joining. This is an hour earlier than I normally do this. So if you are here live, feel free to say hi in the chat. It's a great community. It's super loving. Hi, Stacy. Oh, I feel like I haven't seen you forever. Oh, another one of my book tour hosts and friends. I miss you. Oh, thank you, Yasetara. Oh, you are so loving. I am so grateful for you. I wish I could have seen you. Maybe I'll make another trip in this area and see you in Canada. All right. So the way that this works, is I will be closing my eyes and tuning in, and I'm going to listen for that individual question first around emanating our light more fully, being more truly ourselves, our higher selves, and how that affects the collective in ways that we might not be able to see. And then I will be going into the collective channeling. And then I will open my eyes. Unless I fall asleep, because who knows today, y'all. And then I'll read through the chat. So please feel free. Feel a theme in our questions. Navigating changes, expansion, contraction. It's so very related for sure. Oh, that just kind of gave me the chills. I'm excited to go in. But anyway, I love when you continue to comment, chat in the chat. And when I open my eyes, I'll read through those. I'm so thirsty today. Really, I think eating breakfast is like a very strange thing for my body. All right. But it was good. Well, everything affects everything. Everything affects everything. And we block out this perception because that's pretty overwhelming. And especially from our mental perspective, it's pretty overwhelming to believe that anything that we do and everything that we do sends waves in all directions infinitely, infinitely, infinitely. But it's true. And this is how we actually form the collective. Think of it as the old saying, you are a wave within the ocean. And actually, we're each tiny droplet of water within the ocean. And yet there's ocean waves. There's a larger current at play. There are collective movements at play. And so often that droplet that is us is caught up in that collective wave. And at other times, we are the impetus for what becomes a wave. So it's like this. Everything affects everything. Now, how do we navigate this? How do we create on a conscious level and affect this change in broad ways? With everything affecting everything, we get to choose. First of all, with the example of the ocean, we're not static. We're learning within this quantum reality that we can choose to be here within this wave. And the moment we become conscious of what we're doing and where we are and put our conscious preference within it, our conscious focus, we can then jump over here. There's no here and there. It's all one. So unlike the wave, we have the ability to shift based on our perception where within the ocean we are, so to speak. And this is more than just physical location. This is what are we participating in? This is what are we activated within? We don't need to be pushed as the waves of the ocean. Unconsciously, we get to choose. And we get to emanate this choice into the larger waters. And by powerfully focusing and bringing our consciousness within where we desire it to be from our highest levels of light, by doing that, we create the collective waves. Each one of us is emitting frequencies on multiple levels all of the time. There is a sort of vibrational hum that is always us, that is who we are. And then at times we have emanations that are specific to situational experiences, that are specific to whether we're awake or sleeping, etc. whether we're happy or frustrated. But we have a vibrational hum that is always us. And this is why it's so often said that if one of us were to cease to exist, it would powerfully affect everything. We are all needed. Our vibrational hum is an essential aspect of the larger creation. Imagine your favorite song with one of the notes permanently dropped out. Now, we can never cease to exist. And so our vibrational tonality on some level exists. But in terms of this human landscape, our vibration and how we have set ourselves to go forth and exist from our higher self perspective, or our oversoul perspective is more accurate to say, it is so powerfully important in the greater landscape. The beautiful thing is that simply our existence is creating all that is needed. Now, those shorter wave emanations are also affecting change within the all, but simply by existing with the frequency that is always us, regardless of those surface level changes that we make, our pure existence, are simply by incarnating into human form and bringing this frequency into this greater human landscape. That is our powerful service. That is what creates the overall song of the human collective. So we're already doing it, and that's the good news. And we can't not do it as long as we're incarnated. And even we'll even bring this transition through, even to go so far as to end one's life. This is not a mistake. Every entry point and exit point in this human experience, this human collective, is harmonized inherently. It is perfect in its harmonization. There cannot be imperfection in it. Now let's bring this to a conscious awareness level. When we are conscious, if we think of this in terms of music, it's sort of like we're amplifying the song, the vibrational tonality that we are in existence in. Because what happens is when we become conscious, we are inherently more full of light and more, therefore, full of joy. And these optimal, we would say, vibrational tonalities, more on that surface hum level. And so we have the opportunity to create an entire symphony with ourselves within the overall collective song. Meaning we have the opportunity to harmonize our own being into this beautiful symphony, because we are not at war with ourselves. We are not playing discordant chords within ourselves. And we do that by becoming more conscious of all of the different aspects of the self that we are emanating into this density layer of our human experience. A really fun example at the end of most events that I host, whether it's just a book talk or a workshop, we gather together and we hum, we om 3 times. And what I notice is the third om is the one where we are all in tune with each other. And it sounds beautiful. And this is how we do it collectively as humans as well. The music sounds different based on the multidimensional realm or layer that we are consciously or predominantly bringing our consciousness to. And so often in the human sphere, because each of us have a bit of war within ourselves or lack of attunement, out of tune with our full nature. Sometimes it sounds discordant, if that's a word. Sometimes it sounds out of tune collectively within the denser dimensional realities of the human sphere. Always within the higher frequencies, it's a pure, perfect song. So the way that we affect collective change with our own emanation is we tune up our own frequency. We come into harmony with ourselves, and that entrains all around us into harmony. This is why, for example, when one is channeling powerful frequencies, the room becomes attuned. This is how that works. When we are not at war with ourselves, there is a harmonization that emanates from us that then entrains everyone into their own harmonization, even for a moment. It reminds us all of the truth of who we are. It reminds us all of our fullness of divine light, even for a moment. And that's how we powerfully affect change within the world. And of course, from a higher frequency perspective, there's nothing that could ever be out of tune. There's nothing that could ever be out of tune. It is an orchestration that's far beyond what we can perceive from our human minds. And I'm being reminded of one of these channelings where I saw and felt and in an ultra sensory way received the sound of the planets within our solar system and how they're harmonized. And it was overwhelmingly beautiful that each planet emits the frequency that dances and harmonizes with everything in existence, from a physical perspective to the larger, higher frequency perspectives as well. So, so, so beautiful. I love that. How do we attune to ourselves? Presence with ourselves. Presence always comes through. This is always the answer. You could ask me, how many pieces of toast do I need? Presence. Because that is truly the answer. And yet let's apply this in this moment to this question and the other questions being asked. How do we attune within ourselves? Presence with ourselves. And that's all there really is. Presence with ourselves is allowing the pause at times. Presence with ourselves is allowing the deepest honesty. Well, how do I feel? How do I feel underneath that? How do I feel underneath that? What is the deepest emanation that is rippling out to cause the feelings and the thoughts and the experiences? What's that core frequency? That's what presence with the self is. Tuning into the core frequency, not jumping into the emotional experience and then trying to pull into a different emotional experience. I'm here and then I try and pull myself here because this one's the one that I prefer. What we do is we witness. I'm here. Go in, go in, go in, go in. Core frequency. Let it all drop. Perfect time of year to talk about this. Let the masks drop. Let the fixing drop. Let the fear of what we are or what we're shining out in any moment drop. Simply be. The core frequency is going to emanate exactly who we are in the most perfect way. And this helps us to know that any quote unquote mistake that we've made does not need to be swung the other direction. It was never a mistake in the first place. It was simply an emanation based on a patterning, based on an unconsciousness, based on, and it gets further and further. Come back to the core. You are perfect. In this moment now, and in this moment now. Let's look at the collective. Which of course we've already been doing. I do see a little bit of a haze. Let's see, why is there confusion? A movement into the heart. An opportunity for movement into the heart. Again, with an experience of confusion, we can continue to push and attempt to solve things, building these sort of Jenga structures to serve what we have already led ourselves to believe. Or we have the opportunity to move into the heart, to not need answers, to allow the heart space to emanate the answers. We don't need them, they come. When we don't need them, they come. It's almost a Zen koan when you don't have any questions, the answers come. Now, there are many reasons for this collective confusion that I'm feeling, this sort of fog. One is trauma. Now, trauma is caused not just by intense external experiences. Trauma is also caused by things not going the way that our mind had planned. And there are a lot of people right now who are disassembling these mental paradigms. And so there is a tendency at times for many to experience either heightened emotions or a shutdown or a mental fog, an inability to understand and operate because the programming that was serving the unconscious operation, and this is not fault finding, much of our experience is unconscious operation. And yet this unconscious operation that often assists us in living our day-to-day lives is sort of being pulled apart for many right now. And so there is mental confusion, there is a mental fog, there is a feeling of trauma that I'm witnessing. And of course, this does not have to be something that everyone is experiencing. So if you're not experiencing this, this is beautiful. Your joy, your expansion is always validated. You do not have to be experiencing these things. You're still part of the collective. And thank you for your individual song. And for those of you who are experiencing these things, it's also perfect. It's also okay. Confusion is an opportunity to move within the heart, to be within the heart space, to allow the navigation through life to be propelled by the life force energy that inherently moves through each of us. Now, propelled through life, being propelled through life does not mean constant action. What is the life force energy that's moving through you, causing you to very naturally desire? Is it rest? Is it space and separation? Is it being with community? Is it creating a new project? Is it being curious about something? All of these are going to be told through that natural force that moves through you. It doesn't need to be a push and it doesn't need to be a pull. There is something that animates all of life, and it is moving through you as well, through your divine template. You will be guided in every moment if you simply listen and stay present with yourself. Every moment, no exceptions. The reason that it feels strange and that we often question our motives is because we've been trained to question our motives, because we've been trained into operating outside of this essential life force that's always moving through us. We create programs that make us tired, that push us too far, that move us outside of our inherent design and desiring. And when we get used to this, taking a moment to pause can often feel very uncomfortable. And this is why, again, trauma can occur here, because we are unable to continue whatever program has been running in the background. Sometimes those programs serve us, sometimes they don't. But in a moment of pause, whether it's created from an event that feels traumatic or created from an inspiration, sometimes moving out of that programming, the mental programming, into the inherent current of the moment can feel uncomfortable. But know that there is a deeper design that's always at play. And practice being present in the moment and following this beautiful design that's for you. Allow yourselves to question and know that the questioning or confusion is coming from an internal push, a belief that something external needs to be followed, some sort of programming, instead of allowing the present moment to guide you and going deeper. Go to the core of the self, not the mind, but the heart. Let the mind follow, let the heart lead. And be gentle with each other. There are a lot of people experiencing overwhelm and subtle forms of trauma that aren't aware of it. As we come out of this collectively, as we move into highly conscious, highly attuned frequencies within each of us, it will be more and more and more obvious, more and more and more uncomfortable when we are not in this divinely attuned space. Remember, it's not getting worse. We're just becoming more conscious. And the things that were uncomfortable, that were easy before to ignore, are uncomfortable to ignore now. Allow yourselves to be in the heart space. Be forgiving of yourself and others. Hi, friends. What a black hole sounds like. That came through in channeling at one point, didn't it? There were a few channelings where I was seeing black holes and how it's this beautiful yin yang. Actually, what we see as a black hole in our dimension is like light or like a star or some sort of emanation of light on the other side. It was really powerful. Oh, yes, Dana singing. Harmonized. So much harmony. Harmony in sound, in silence, and in motion. Thank you. I'm so glad that was helpful. Very true. Surrender and allow. Yeah. Okay, my loves. So beautiful. Well, I have about 10 minutes before my event. Thank you, all of you, for being here. Join the community this week. Come to our Halloween party. Wear your costume. And I will see you all there, or I will hopefully see you in person at one of these events. Bye, y'all. Have a beautiful day. Thank you. Bye.